Scruggs. Can't go wrong with Flat Scruggs. And we are continuing Tiger Talk here on your hometown radio station. And, of course, as we head toward the May 22nd primary election, it's important for us here at WPKY to let all the candidates be heard as much as possible. And we're giving them an opportunity to come in and just introduce themselves and tell the listening audience a little bit about themselves, and have the pleasure of welcoming into WPKY this morning Mr. Fred Stubblefield. He is the Republican candidate for 4th District State Representative. And good morning, sir.
Good morning. How you doing this morning, Tom?
I'm just fine, and we were just talking a second ago about this really this heat out here. We haven't had much of a spring, and we're both battling our allergies here. So if we're clearing our throat, there we go. If we're clearing our throats and having to sip water, please pardon us, because we'll do the best we can to get through this half hour. So welcome here, and I'll give you the floor to tell our listening audience a little bit about Fred Stubblefield and who you are and some of the things that you'd like to get accomplished.
Good morning, and thank you very much. It's hard to compete with Flat and Scruggs, I'll say that right now. It's very, very good. My name is Fred Stubblefield, and I am running for 4th District State Representative. And that district covers Caldwell County, Crittenden County, Livingston County, and a portion of Christian County. But I want to tell you just a little bit about me first. I do live in Crittenden County. I live on a farm out there. I've been farming all my life and enjoy the heck out of it. Now, this weather and the way things has been going, it has been kind of nuts on the farming right now. But that's something I've always done, and I still enjoy, and I hope to always enjoy. I live there on that farm with my wife, Sabrina. We have 3 children and 2 grandchildren. And unfortunately, the daughters had to move away. So our grandchildren, at least one of them, is never here. And I hate that. That's something with our economics that we need to change one of these days. But I also worked for 37 years. I worked at Westlake Chemical, and it's a place in Calvert City. I worked down there, and I retired the first day of April. So now I'm out looking for another job, I guess. No, I've been in politics or some type of political arena for many, many, many years, and really enjoyed it. I've always enjoyed it, but I've always been behind the scene trying to help someone else get elected. And now I think it's my turn. I felt a strong need to be running this time. Excuse me. It is these allergies are bad, I guess, as everyone knows right now. But I've always had a strong work ethic. I've always worked from early in the morning till late at night. And if anybody that farms, they know that already. Some things never give up. A little bit more, I guess, about me too. I've been involved with the Crittenden County, in which I am right now, vice chair of the Crittenden County Republican Party. I'm a member of the Shady Grove Volunteer Fire Department. It's bad.
Yes, hit that water.
Yes, I think I'm going to have to here.
We let everybody know ahead of time that we might be sneezing, sniffling, and coughing as we go through this.
We have got it bad this morning. I think there's just too many of these mulberry trees or something that's blooming out something terrible. I'm president of the Community Arts Foundation, and which is very, I love the arts. And you think about it, the arts involve us every single day of our lives. Matter of fact, this is an art. I'm not a great speaker, but this is an art right here on this right here. And another thing that I'm involved in is the Clement Mineral Museum. And I'm a strong believer in that. It's a very good educational thing. Kids can come in there, adults can come in there, and it's very good. And we do have our little plug here, I guess, our 13th annual show on June the 2nd and 3rd of this year. And it's, like I said, it's been 13 years. We've always had a good turnout, and it seems like it keeps on growing. We have several vendors that comes in there that set up at Foles Hall, and it's just a good time. And if you like minerals, or a lot of people just say rocks, it's very, very interesting. It's a lot of fun. We do. Let's get into some little area of the political arena that I like to talk about, and one of those things is the infrastructure. If anybody's been driving down the road lately, and I'm sure everyone has, you notice there's a lot of potholes, a lot of bumps, a lot of things that we just need lots and lots of work on. But so many people think that infrastructure is just are roads and bridges, but it falls into many, many, many other things. Just one that come to mind real quick is coming up and down the road, especially 91, which I've been traveling quite a bit here lately, is internet service, our cell phone service. It's really horrible, but yet part of that is regulated and things through our government. And it needs to be looked into a little bit harder and made a little bit better. And everybody loves their social media. It seems like, well, you say that. There's a bunch of people that says there's too many regulations on social media. There's a bunch of people that says there's not enough regulations on other. I think the biggest thing that most people are just looking for in that is freedom of speech, which I think that's a right for everyone, and the security, because we don't have a lot of security in many cases in the internet services. But I think that's the two biggest things we want the government to stay out of it as much as we can. But and I've also been asked several times right here lately too, and I know it's an issue that people are bringing out. Should we vote now? Should we bring it up to where we could vote off of our internet services and things? Personally, I don't think there's enough security right there for that now. Maybe somewhere way down the line, but I think there needs to be. You should have voter ID and everything else. Besides that, voting is a privilege. We should want to go vote. And I've been asked several times on that too. How come we're not getting out? Why not people don't want to go vote? Why don't they come down there just? And nobody seems to really know the answer. I don't know if it's.
You mean as far as turnout's concerned?
Turnouts are concerned and things. What is the answer on that? I mean, who knows? How do you get people to come out? And that's a very big issue. Because there's, excuse me, folks, it is bad today. Yeah. But there's also, you think about your water systems that go out through your counties and everything, municipal systems. That's also a form of infrastructure. We're looking at the rivers and our airports and things like that. That is all part of infrastructure. And we don't think about a lot of those things sometimes when we're looking at that and when we're doing things. But those are all very important parts. And one thing that affects your economy as much as anything is your infrastructure. That's what brings businesses to your community. Those businesses bring jobs. And every community that I know of is needing jobs, every one. What got me into this really in the beginning is the roads. We got a road, most of you are familiar with it, 64191 project that has been going on now for quite some time. Matter of fact, without mentioning any names, but the state representative that was here from Caldwell County, which I consider a friend of mine, he was the one that got that road started. And then after it got started, everything started working on it, it just kind of disappeared. Nobody else started working on it anymore. We need that road completed. I know you guys are fortunate to have some better road systems the way it goes through with 24 closed and 69. But right now, Crittenden County is one of those that, we don't have a legal road for a semi. And that could be a serious project.
Well, what about the Route A, the alternative route that we hear about? There were two routes proposed, of course, and then
yes.
But a lot of that route, from what I've been, both of those routes could detrimentally affect farmland, especially in Lyon County. We've been seeing things in the media, of course, about this alternate route, this Route A, I think.
Yes.
That is a little bit friendlier from what I've read about where the road might go as far as farmers concerned and where it may need to go. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, right now I think it should be left up to the people to make that decision to which way it goes. Mm-hmm. Farmers, you don't want to affect farmers. You don't want to affect our livelihood on different things like that, their livelihoods. But at the same token, we're going to have to build that road. It's already been started. It's halfway done. We've got millions and millions of dollars. But let's let the people go in there and let them decide which way it should go.
Will they get that opportunity?
I certainly hope so. I know they've been having meetings. State Department's been having meetings, or the highway departments, and been asking folks. Now, there again, let's get out and look at that, and let's come up with something.
All right.
Come with the best one.
I think you're right about the infrastructure aspect and, providing jobs and things for our community. And I'm not trying to interrupt your chain of thought, but it was interesting that you mentioned that project. I just wanted to ask you about it because that seems to be a very emotional for a lot of folks, and so.
Yes, that is. Like I said, that's what got me started into this in the beginning. I started looking at that road had been sitting there now for 6 years, and really nothing has been done to it. And I got to asking the different judge executives. I've talked to each judge executive and several of the elected officials in each of the counties that are involved here. And they were all telling me, yes, we need help. We need help. And that's when I decided, well, I've been sitting on the sidelines for a long time. Maybe it's time for me to come out and run for this office, because that's something I think I've showed back to the other things. I'm involved in the community. I've always been involved in my community in something. It's through different things. Right. And I'm a down-to-earth old farm boy. I'm a country boy. I like that. I've lived in Western Kentucky all my life, other than, you got to go out for short stints to things. But then I've come back and I loved it. I love it here. I love this part of the country. It's beautiful. Right. And no matter where you go, this is home. And it'll always be home.
Right. And again, this is not necessarily a question or answer session. Didn't want it to be that, but let's talk a little bit about, you're talking about education, and of course our teachers. And, it's been a heck of a legislative session, this last one. I had a retired teachers group in here, had lots of thoughts about how pension reform went through the state. Just maybe touch on your thoughts about all that, how it went down, how you feel about the pension reform, the budget, and those kind of things.
Well, I feel like our teachers are a great asset to us. I mean, they are teaching our future, and they do a good job in most cases. I think they do a very good job. I do think on the pension reform, in the big picture, the teachers that are already retired, the teachers that have already got everything set up, I think they'll be fine. From what I've seen right now, and I've read most of this thing and tried to understand most of it, but I don't have all the access to it. But they look like they will be in good shape. The thing that worries me is from now on, where does these teachers end up going? Now, I can give some past experience from what happened to myself, because like I just said, I just retired. And we had a defined plan. I had a defined plan for quite some time, and then we went into the 401k plan. My defined plan was, when I got to looking and got everything set up, was just about half of the monies that I had in my 401k plan. Almost exactly half, but I had many more years in my defined plan. Now, for the teachers, if they will come in here in this 401, if it will get set up properly, handled properly, and quite honestly, given to a good, reputable company that will handle this and do
make
good.
Proper investments.
Yes. And not do the other thing. I think the teachers will be very happy with the 401k plan, but there again, it's got to be set up properly. And right now, I don't have enough information, don't really have any information on how that's going to be. There's going to be a lot more issues. And there's another thing with the teachers that I think teachers are there to teach. I don't think they're there for security. I don't think none of them should be asked to be carrying weapons and things or be trained on that. I do think that we need some other security there. Sure. Very strong in that. But I'd also think that we need to get out, if we're going to do this, get out and talk to a lot of folks. Let's don't just look at one person's ideals or even a legislator's ideals. Let's talk to the people involved, including the students. And then we come up with a collaborated effort. And I think we'll all do something different. And I'm seeing that. I've been talking to lots of different people, since superintendents from the different schools and things is one of those things I've been trying to talk to. I haven't talked to all of them yet, but I hope to find out different ways and things that they need in the school systems. And I find out there's quite a bit of difference in the way some of that is being handled. But they're good. Our public school systems are good, and we really need to work on that. Yeah. Need to keep making them better.
Yes, sir. Let's take a quick break. We'll take a break and breather and water break here, and we will come back. We're about 12, 13 minutes away from the top of the hour here on Tiger Talk. We have Fred Stubblefield in studio. Fred is Republican from Marion. He is running for 4th District State Representative. And he's from Marion. And we'll come back here on Tiger Talk. You're listening to Tiger Talk on your hometown radio station, WPKY.
Since 1978, Perry's Floors and More has been selling, installing, and servicing homeowners throughout Western Kentucky with quality flooring and workmanship. Perry's Floors and More carries luxury vinyl plank and luxury vinyl tile, carpet, window treatments, and more. Quality brands like Mannington, Shaw, Tarkett, Beaulieu, and Flexitech. There's a reason why we say you can walk on our reputation. Come see Bill and Lucy at 127 West Market Street or call 270-365-9869.
And welcome back to Tiger Talk on your hometown radio station, 103.3 FM and 1580 AM, WPKY. The Tiger, Fred Stubblefield, Republican candidate for 4th District State Representative here in studio. And he's introducing himself to our listening audience and folks out and about in radio land. Of course, we're streaming online at WPKYonline.com, and this will be uploaded. So, Mr. Stubblefield, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much again. Yes, I'm glad to be here. Thank you for letting me come over, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk to everyone in Caldwell County. I have been out visiting a whole lot of folks and talking to a whole lot of folks around in this area, but that's one thing I like to pride myself in. I think I'm a good listener. I don't think we've had enough people listening for quite some time, and I want to listen to everyone. That's the way you find out what is going on in your community, in everyone's community, and that's how you learn how to try to fix some of the problems. And believe me, we've all got problems. It's just different things in different communities, different areas. But yes, anytime you want to contact me, I'm trying to be accessible on all that, where I'll try to visit. I want to try to come over and visit with everyone. If I'm elected to this, I like the town hall meeting things occasionally. I think that's good, even at a state level, state reps level. I think that's important. That's how you listen to find out what is going on. And I've been talking to several of the law enforcements and things like that. I know we've got a very bad opioid problem or drug problem. And I've been asked a lot of times about the marijuana and things of that nature. I'm not saying I'm going to be a big fan of the marijuana thing. I think there needs to be
as far as the medical
issue, I think it still needs to be so much research and science put into this thing in the medical side of things right now. I do think that the hemp is a growing thing. I think it'll probably be good for our economy. And from what I understand, it has got a lot of the same benefits, even on the medical side, as the marijuana. But it doesn't have the HTC, that is the part that gives the hallucinations or whatever it might do to some different people. But the DBO, excuse me, they tell me it is as good in some ways, or maybe better, as far as taking some of the pains away, you hear of different things that folks have got of different things, and it's supposed to help with that. And hopefully it will. So that's another way out of doing things like that, which is probably better. But I am looking forward to being your state representative. I've worked hard for a long time in a lot of different directions. I've tried to keep up with what's going on in the state and in our communities. I think you've got to do that in order to represent the people in these communities. I'm hoping there's a real good turnout that comes out on May 22nd. It's a big day. We haven't been getting that turnout, but maybe this will be the time it's a turnaround. We definitely need it right now. Sure. Show people's interest. Show people that, hey, we're still big believers in our Constitution and things, because I'm a strong believer in a Constitution. And our Second Amendment, yes, I'm a strong believer in our Second Amendment. That's one of those things I get asked that question a lot. And yes, I'm a member of the NRA, have been for years and years and years. Yes, I used to hunt a whole lot, and it seems like lately I haven't had much time to do that, and haven't got to do much fishing, which I'm missing out on a lot of that kind of stuff right now. I've been between trying to get out and meet a lot of folks, and then do my political, where I get out and try to talk to people that way, and then farming. Not much time left right here lately. But I enjoy that. I've always been busy, wouldn't know what to do. Like I said, I worked for that company for 37 years that I worked for, and I enjoyed that. The reason I worked there that long, I had a job that I thoroughly enjoyed. And if you enjoy something, it's not necessarily a job anymore. That's the way I feel about the political. I'll never be a politician, because I don't believe in that. I don't believe in the way a lot of the politician things have gone. But I am a concerned citizen that truly likes to get out and work and help everyone in our communities. there's so many things right now that can be done and could be done if we would all just work together. And I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, Independent, John Henry or Sue or whatever. If we get out there and all work together, we can make a change in a lot of things out here. I'm a Republican because I've been a conservative for all my life, I guess. And I'm not, on some things I'm very hardcore conservative, and other things I'm more of a moderate. But I think that's the way our life is. I think if you're very hardcore left or right, you can get too far either way. So that's the reason I guess I'm somewhere closer to the middle of a hardcore conservative. Okay. But I do try to serve our community. There's lots and lots of issues out there that I can talk to you all day long. I don't think our monies are actually looked at how it's been spent when it comes to the budget. I think the budget, everybody's looks at right now, well, we got enough money, we're going to put money in our budget. But does anybody ever look, well, where did that dollar go? How was it spent? Was it really spent wisely, or was it just spent? And I don't think people are looking at that. That's something I want to look at. I think that's important to know where our money's going. That way we might not need as big a budget in some cases. And I don't think that, because I've heard this before, well, I've got money left in my budget right now, so I guess I need to spend that, so it won't change it for next year. At least I'll get that much. Well, why not put that over here in a rainy day? Because we know we're going to have rainy days. Sooner or later, it's going to rain here. But it's, to me, that's the way you do things. And still get your budget. Keep that budget, because there is going to be times that budget may not be enough. But if you put that money over here, now you've got some of that. But I don't think we look at most of those things. And I'm very strong with that. You can tell the groups that I work with now, and they'll tell you the same thing. That's what I do. I think that's important. Okay. But there's many things that is going on. I'm out there to listen to everyone. And May 22nd is just around the corner, guys. We need everyone out there, and I would appreciate your vote in every way. If you're a Democrat, hey, go out there and tell all your Republican friends. Fred Stubblefield is out there to help you. He's going to be doing things. All you Republicans, come out there and punch Fred Stubblefield when you get to that ballot. I would appreciate everything you can do. And the one thing I can't tell you, I won't necessarily get everything done, may not agree with you, everything, but I will listen to you, and I will do the very best I can. I will work hard for the people. That's my philosophies.
Okay. How does someone learn more about you? Do you have that Facebook or website, or let's just guide people to?
Yes, I am on Facebook. You're welcome to look at that, and I do have a website, which is just fredstubblefield.com.
Okay.
And I've got a lot of information and things on there about that. And I brought you one of my cards there this morning.
Yes, sir.
And that is a lot of this information. It tells about me and other things are on both of them.
Yes.
So that way you can get out there.
Is that the best way to contact you if somebody would like to talk to you further, or is that the best way to go?
Well, when it comes to emails, yes, right now it is, because emails and things like that, I'm not getting some of my emails out where I live. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
But it's just some reason I'm not getting them.
Okay.
And
well, that's good to let people know that, because if they email you and are asking you something and you don't return it, or you don't have it to return, then therefore,
Well, and the reason for, just this week, there's a good friend of mine that emailed me some information on a project that we're working on. And I called him back, a couple hours later and said, hey, I still haven't got this. I haven't got this email. I know that's been at least 2 days.
Yeah.
And I have not got that email. And I've had other people tell me the same, hey, did you not get my message? No, I haven't got it. So I don't know. But that's one of those issues that we need to work on in this community, in all of our communities right around here.
Yeah, it can be tough, as far as the infrastructure aspect is concerned, about whether it's broadband, whether it's internet, whether it's phone service or whatever.
Yes,
so,
yes. And that's all changing right now. That's changing a lot right now.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, right now, Kentucky was looking at running a cable, make sure that everything would be internet accessible all across, and they had some troubles. Let's look at the structural, all these things. That's what I've always done. I've worked in analytical stuff all my life, and we need to analyze these problems and to make sure that they're right and work right. I don't think we're doing that in a lot of cases right now. Okay. I'm a studier. I work on things, and I look at things, and I try to try to find the common sense approach, because I'm a very common sense person. I think so anyway. Like I said, if you're a farmer, you kind of got to use some of that common sense on things.
No doubt about that. All right. Well, we're just a few minutes away from the top of the hour, and as we're wrapping up here, again, fredstubblefield.com.
Yes.
That is correct. And then Fred Stubblefield on Facebook. And you have a fourth representative Facebook page, or is it just your personal page?
No, this is state representative page
state
right
representative
now.
page,
Yes.
Fred Stubblefield. So those are ways that you can get in touch with Fred if you would like to contact him or get in touch with him and want to reach out. So, yeah, it's May 22nd will be here very soon, and I'm sure you're out and about and all over the place until that time.
Yes, watch for my truck. If you see my truck coming around, I do have signs on it everywhere. Hey, flag me down. I love to talk to everyone. I'm knocking on a lot of doors and I'm visiting a lot of folks, but at the same time, this is a great big area, and I'm trying to make as many as I can. Like I said, stop me. I'll be more than happy to talk to you. I love to talk to folks.
All righty. Anything else you'd like to add before we head out of here?
Come out and vote for Fred Stubblefield on May 22nd. Appreciate it a lot. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Pleasure to meeting you, and pleasure having you here in the studios, and best of luck to you. If you'll wait around here just for a second, we'll exit our show, and I'll be right with you. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
All right. That is a candidate